Do you see my presentation?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, for this session, I speak about the national activity in the field of the Indian Ocean tropical cyclone warning, and my speech is about the effect of the Indian Ocean on the weather and climate of the Iran, and history of the tropical cyclone in Iran, and the most famous tropical cyclones that affect the Iranian coastal zone. And after that, I explain about the marine meteorology activity in Iran in the field of the observation and forecasting, and also investigation about the marine meteorological fields. And after that, I explain the Iran's activity after the joining the PTC. And after that, I say about some suggestion for improving the relation between the PTC's members and giving more efficiency in our activity in the PTC. So in the Iran, we have more than 5,700 kilometer coastline in north and south of the Iran. And at the north of the Iran, we have the largest lake on the earth, Caspian Sea, that we have very different activities, marine activities in this sea, such as the marine transportation and also fisheries, and also a huge population of the coastal zone. And after that, we have the World Energy Highway, Persian Gulf and Hormuz Strait, that the oil transportation from Iran and other countries is done from this space. And also we have the neighboring zones for the Indian Ocean near the southeastern part of the Iran, from the Makran zone, that affected by the Indian Ocean. The other properties of the meteorological system that affects on the Iranian coastal zones, that we have two main
डिस्प्ले हो जाएगा साउंड इधर इसको कैसे
is there any problem?
Sorry, sir. Mr. K. Venkataramnan, please mute yourself. All of you.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Sorry, sir.
Okay. We have the two main meteorological systems in the Iran because of the spreading from the north to south. Above and below the mid-latitude, we have the both frontal systems that affect the north and center of the Iran, and also the south of the Iran, and also especially in the autumn and winter. And at the summer, we have the effect of the Indian Ocean monsoon, summer monsoon, that effects on the southern part of the Iranian coastal zones. If we consider the effect of the Indian Ocean on the weather and climate of the Iran, we have four main events. That first, the summer monsoon, that we have heavy rain on the southern part of the Iran at the summer because of these systems, and also the humid situation at the city on the south of the Iran, that we say in the native language, Sharji. Because of the humidity, relative humidity is near 90%, and its effect on the people and also the instruments, especially for the electrical and electronic instruments. And also because of the climate change, that most of the Earth affected by these events, we have the effect of the summer monsoon at the upper latitude on the Iran. For example, we have the effect of summer monsoon for last year at the center of the Iran, especially on the Tehran, the capital city of the Iran. And its most effective systems that we should consider more attention about this as observation and also forecasting these systems. And also we have two indices that affects on the climate of the Iran, especially for the regime of the precipitation. And these two is Indian Ocean dipole and also Madden-Julian oscillation, that in the seasonal forecasting in the Iran, we consider the changes, the indices of these two parameters. And the most important events from the Indian Ocean is the tropical cyclone, that we have two near observation from these parameters at the Iranian coast, that at the next slide I discuss about it more. Three tropical cyclones had most effective in the southern coast of the Iran. That if we want name it, at the first is the Gono, and after that the Fet, and the last tropical cyclone that effect on the Iran is the Shaheen tropical cyclone, and especially if we consider the tropical cyclone routing in the northern Indian Ocean and Arabian Sea, usually they have two main routes. One of them is to the Oman country, and another to the Pakistan and India. It's seldom we see that the tropical cyclone route near the Iranian, and these three tropical cyclone is the nearest events that we have experienced with this event. At the first, we have the Gono cyclone at the 2007 at the June, from 1st of the June to 8th of the June. And this storm, this cyclone, is more powerful events that we experience it for the near 100 years observation. See, that is the very strong, because we have the highest winds near to 240 kilometers per hour, and the pressure is about 920. That is show the powerful power of this cyclone. If we consider the route of this cyclone, you see that this coming from the center of the northern Indian Ocean to the Oman Sea, and after that, at the first time in the history that I remember, it's it have landfall in the Iranian coast near the Just. And as we consider the effect of this storm on the Iran, because of attenuating the storm during the past the Oman Sea, we only have the heavy rain from this phenomenon, and I showed the amount of the effect of this storm in the Iran. It is the picture of the Gono effects on the Chabahar city, the port at the southeast of Iran. And at this table, you see the amount of the precipitation during the events, that we have more than 160 millimeters at the Just. This point that near the landfall in the tropical cyclone, and another station that have the precipitation more than 100 millimeters. That is precipitation raining affects the flooding in the southern coast of the Iran, that you can see in this picture, and it's closed the way between cities in this area. The second tropical cyclone that affects the Iranian coast is the Fetch, that's happening 3 years after the Gono, at the 2010 at the June, and it's have less power due to the Gono, but it has it had more very strong wind that caused the more powerful wave effect on the Iranian ports, and in the Iran we don't have any damages or fatalities, and most of the damages concentrate on the Oman, Pakistan, and India. And as you see, the route of the tropical cyclone Fed at first on the Oman, and after that, the Pakistan and India. And after more than this picture, you see that effects of the cyclone Fed and these three countries. At the as we consider the last tropical cyclone that affect Iranian coastal zones is the Shaheen cyclone that passed through the Arabian Sea and the Oman Sea. It's the closest distance between this cyclone and the Iran near the Chabahar port, and after that it changed the route to the Oman, and it had landfall on the Oman country. It's an alarm for country because we had the Gono cyclone after more than 100 years. And after Gono, we have the two cyclones less than 20 years. And it's maybe an alarm for us to concentrate attention on the observation and forecasting this phenomenon. Similar to the cyclone Gono, the effect of the Shaheen on the Iranian coast is the heavy rain that the maximum precipitation in Iran.
You just open here, okay?
conference hall का कुछ file
Whenever you're meeting, na?
Sorry, sir, please continue.
Okay. We have the precipitation near 70 millimeters in the Chabahar, and also we have more precipitation at the Oman country. That you can see the precipitation on the Oman station more than 200 millimeters. So we have some activities in the field of the marine meteorology, at the field of the monitoring, and at the prediction, and also research and education. For the monitoring, we have a network for the marine meteorological buoys at the north and south of the Iran, that this data have gathered and transferred to the center of the Iran, Tehran, in our center of information, IRIMO, and we monitor the wind and wave at these stations and use it for the prediction of the wind wave in the field. We have the station at the Chabahar that we measure the Gono wind wave at its event. Before the we lost the buoys because surge of the cyclone. The buoys measure wind wave height near the 6 meters. Also, we have synoptic stations in the north and the south of the Iranian coastal zones, as you see, that cover the coastal area. Also, we have some stations in islands that monitor the situation of the sea at the offshore area. Also, at the oil rigging station, we have some meteorological station that monitor the weather at this point. At the Oman Seas, that we have more effects of the tropical cyclones. We have only 2 stations at the Chabahar and Just that we have the program to increasing this station. Also, we have some weather radars at the north and the south part of the Iran that you can see. It's one of our problems that we don't have any weather radar at the southeastern parts on the Oman Seas coast. That it may be useful for monitoring the tropical cyclones if they pass through this area, and it's in our programs to develop the weather radar networks in this area. Also, we use the information record on the oil tankers that pass through the Persian Gulf, Oman Seas, and going to the Indian Ocean and Pacific Ocean to gather the marine meteorological data under the voluntary observation ship programs, and we use this data to enhance our abilities in the prediction of the wind wave and weather forecast on the high seas. As you see this table, we have some parameters that measure at the main time of the synoptics times that send to the IRIMO from the email by these tankers. Also, we have some activities in the field of numerical marine meteorological prediction, especially for the wind wave at the north and south of the Iran on the Caspian Sea, Persian Gulf, Oman Sea, and Arabian Sea. As you see, we use the model SWAN, SWAN, for prediction the wind wave characteristics, and also use the WRF weather prediction model to produce the input data for this wave model. And also, we have some products for some special points or main ports in the north and south, and also oil rigging stations that use this predictions for consider the safety in the operation in the marine activity in this field. So Iran joined the PTC from the 2018 and at the first steps we suggest some names for the tropical cyclone. As you see, this is the name that Iran suggests. That is Mivar, Tamun, Akvan, Sepand, Buran, Anahita, Azar, Puyan, Arsham, Hengam, Savas, Tahamtan, and Tufan. It's a Persian name that we suggest to naming this tropical cyclone. I hope that this cyclone, that name, these names have less effects on the area around the Indian Ocean. After that, we have a committee for the designing the structure of the PTC by cooperation by the Oman and another parts of the PTC, and is the suggestion for the structure of the PTC. And as you see, as the head of the panel, the chairperson and vice chairperson, and we consider 5 scientific groups. The first is the advisor working group, and also training and research cooperation groups. The working group on in the field of meteorology, the working group on the hydrology, and working group on disaster risk reduction. And we consider a PTC secretariat that the PTC secretary have 3 advisors. One of them is a meteorologist and hydrologist and an expert on disaster risk reduction. Or suggestion for the structure of the PTC. After that, we have some training course with cooperation with the Indian Meteorological Department and also inquiries to enhance the marine meteorological forecasting in Iran on the operational marine meteorological forecasting course. We have 2 events in 2019 and 2020. And for the anniversary of the 15th session of the PTC, that we also are in this one of these events, we suggest last year to hold a international conference on the tropical cyclone that we hold it at 9 and 10 October in 2023. That is free for everybody to visit the events from the internet, and also joining as a paper presenter. That we have some contributor from the PTC member. From the India, Ms. Sharma had a presentation in this field, and also from the Myanmar, and also from the China and some of the countries. We have some presentation in the field of the climate of the tropical cyclone and improvement in the field of the forecasting and observation of the tropical cyclone. So at the end of the presentations, I have some suggestion for improving the cooperation between the countries members of the PTC. The one of them is considering an annual conference about monitoring, prediction, and mitigation against the tropical cyclone. An example of this conference that we have a similar conference at this year's, and if all of the members is approved, we can continuing this conference by cooperation of all of the PTC members, and also holding the training course about tropical cyclone that is continuing the different branches, and it can be held by the most of the parties, and we suggest that the Tehran RTC can consider as a host for this training courses. Of course, by contributing the PTC members. And also, as you know, the forecasting and monitoring the tropical cyclone need to improving the marine meteorological networks, both in the coastal area and also in the offshore area. And exchanging of the marine meteorology data that observed by all of the members of the PTC may be useful to enhance the domain of the monitoring of the tropical cyclones and using this data, and also for the warning and also for the prediction. As you know, in the numerical modeling, we can use this data for the data assimilation, and it's a very useful instrument to develop the power of the forecasting the tropical cyclone in the PTC members. So, thanks for your attention, and if you have any question, I'm ready to answer it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for a very informative presentation. If you have any questions, anybody from the audience, please. So there are no questions.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Dr. Behzad LAYEGHI. So it was an excellent presentation highlighting the various activities of IRIMO.
Hello, Dr. Mahapasha. Nice
Yeah.
to meet you.
Yeah, as I visited once in a conference organized by IRIMO, I know that the progress made by Iran with respect to the meteorology in the region. And we're happy that you're also playing as an international center with respect to sandstorms and dust storms. And your guidance also, we prevail in this region. And especially with respect to the Gulf of Iran, as we have mentioned, in recent time, since 2007, at least, we have seen that how the cyclones are impacting the Gulf of Iran and accordingly the Iran and adjoining areas of here. So therefore, the modeling system and the forecasting system, what you have put off in the country will certainly be very helpful for exchange among member countries, and each member country can benefit from the expertise, experience, and the technology developed. So apart from the cyclone, there are many marine weather which are also affecting the Arabian Sea and this region. As we have seen that number of cyclones reaching Gulf of Iran is seen to be increasing in recent time. The intense cyclones over the Arabian Sea is also increasing, especially the extremely severe cyclone storms with wind speed of 90 knots and more. So therefore, we have to act more cohesively and collaboratively. And I hope the WSK panel is a very good forum for exchange of knowledge, experience, expertise. And in this regard, IRIMO is playing a very significant role after being a member of the WSK panel. So thank you very much and for your contribution and for the excellent lecture.
Thank you.
And also all our colleagues in IRIMO. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And we are ready to any suggestion in the field of the cooperation between Iran and India in the field of the meteorology and also by other members of the PTC. Thank you for your help.
Thank you, sir. So at the outset, we would like to thank special thanks to the expert speaker for discussing with us the activities of IRIMO and the contribution of Iran Meteorological Department to the PTC. And we would like to thank all who have joined us online and offline, especially Professor S.K. Dubey. He's a very senior scientist. He's from IIT Delhi, who is the father of storm surge model. And we also want to thank the PTC representatives from various member countries, including Bangladesh, Iran, Myanmar, Yemen, and Oman for joining us, and the representatives from the disaster management agencies from India, including the National Disaster Response Force, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, DGH, the Tamil Nadu State Disaster Management Authority, and representative from Department of Atomic Energy, and representatives from Coastal Security Police Force for joining us, and the scientists from India Meteorological Department for joining us. We thank you all. And next Monday, we'll have an expert talk from the scientist from Oman. So we'll meet you at same time on Monday next. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Sharma.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
May I have asked that all of the members open the camera and we have
Yes,
an
sir, we can have a photograph. Yes, sir.
picture of all of the members.
We request all the participants to
Yeah.
please switch on their
Thank
camera.
you very much. Actually, if, Mrs. Monica, you should not forget that point. We should always have
Sorry,
the
sir.
photograph.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All of you may switch on the camera.
Okay. Thank you for the all
Thank
of
you,
the
sir.
members.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.